This is Scott the Fix-It Guy. Our goal with our videos is to empower you to be able to do the repairs on your own and save a whole lot of money and also get that great feeling of having fixed it by yourself. Today we have an LG washing machine that has a small leak in the front lower left-hand corner. So we're going to check a couple things that could be causing it. So here's where the leak is showing up, right here. And I'm going to take a strong flashlight and I'm going to peel back this door boot and see if maybe the door boot has a small tear or a little hole that could be causing water to leak out. So I'm just going to pull back on the lip and look in there carefully. Usually you have to use a pretty strong flashlight and see if there might be a tear. If there is, I can just replace the door boot. Not too common with the LG washing machine. That actually looks good. We'll take a look at a couple more things. So I pulled back on the door. I'm going to remove two Phillips head screws that are located near the drain opening. And if I take those off, then I can remove this lower panel. Some LG washing machines, you can't do this. This is on the LG washer dryer, which does allow you to remove the lower panel. And you can just peer in and see if you can notice evidence of a leak. So I remove those screws using a screwdriver to help pull this out. And I'm going to grab it, pull it free, and then I'll look in there to see if I can see any evidence of a current leak or an old leak. So it seemed like this is where it was leaking before, lower left-hand corner. So now I'm looking inside, and the drip pan underneath does show evidence of maybe some water had been there before. But currently is not wet. I'm feeling the drain too to see if there's any wet spots. Okay, I'm going to plug it back in, and I'm going to start a wash cycle, and then I'm going to look in underneath it now that I have that panel removed and see if during the wash cycle I can see evidence of any leak. Now it is good to put some towels or some clothing in there while you do this, because it'll fill with more water, and it's just good experiment because you're trying to do what caused the original leak. So now I got the door open. I'm noticing that there is some little hairs and a little dirt here on the rubber door boot right here where it makes contact with the glass door, and I'm noticing that the glass door underneath is also kind of dirty with hair and maybe a little pet fur and some detergent, so I'm going to really clean that well. I think in this case that's probably the genesis of the leak, is not a good watertight seal between the glass door and the rubber boot, and a little bit of water was dribbling down underneath the door, and then it was leaking out to the left and showing up. So I can see evidence of a little leak that had been there before. You can sometimes see like a discoloration that the water leaves. So I'm just cleaning that really well, and this is probably a good thing to do every few loads, is to clean the glass door on the this part underneath where it meets the rubber boot. So I'll continue the test now and see if there's any change. So you want to try the fill cycle, agitation, and also the spin and drain cycle. Now I'm going to remove the top panel by removing these two Phillips head screws. I'm going to push back and I'm going to lift it off. And I'm actually have it plugged in, and during a normal cycle I'm going to look at some components. These things in the back here, the thing with the red and the thing with the blue, are the fill valves, and the red one right here, it tends to leak above just a little bit. Water dribbles down and you have to replace it. In this occasion though, these look really good. They're not wet at all. There's no evidence that they had ever been leaking. But a lot of LG washing machines will leak right there on the red one, which is the hot side. Checking these hoses, just trying to feel if there's any wet spots. Be careful though, you do have this plugged in, so you don't want to touch any of the electrical components. So all the hoses look good. I don't see any evidence of a wet spot or any stains that would have come from before. Looking on the back of these hoses, this is a place sometimes water will dribble out where the water drains or from the fill hoses, but there's no evidence of that. They're not wet. There's no stains. Underneath here could be because the drain cap might not be tight enough. When I look at this panel though, I can see some dirt and water, and that's indication that the water was leaking out from underneath the door due to the glass bowl being really dirty. So these are some things you can do to check your LG washing machine for a leak. Should be really easy. Should be able to find it. Usually it's simple to fix too. Thanks so much for watching. Thanks so much for watching our video. We really appreciate your support. And when you get a chance, please press the subscribe button below so you can be subscribed, and also the notification bell so we can send you more videos about appliance repair. Please also give us a thumbs up if you enjoyed the video. If you really liked the video and it really helped you, please press this new applaud button and you can show your support and also get a nice clapping hands for your video. Thanks again.